Hi there, Doug Stuman with IT Creations with one of Supermicro's AMD EPYC-powered servers, the Supermicro CloudDC A Server 1116CS-TN. This is a single-socket platform designed for high-performance computing, virtualization, cloud computing, uses an edge node, plus a few other critical applications. It also supports up to 2 GPUs. You'll be happy to know it comes in silver or silver. Like our channel, then smash that subscribe button. Shall we? At 1U, it can fit just about anywhere. A little help from 4th or 5th generation AMD EPYC CPUs helps deliver some definite performance. With that kind of support, this system is also compatible with CXL 2.0, which on paper sounds a lot like we really didn't need to start calling our PCI expansion devices by another name. But such is life. Maybe they were getting tired of PCI this and PCI that and said, you know what? Let's just change the name. For CXL, that translates to Compute Express Link. For PCIe, it's the Peripheral Component Interconnect Express. Very similar, but the real kicker is CXL does a better job of enabling things like the CPU, GPUs, and FPGAs to share memory more efficiently and improve overall system performance for AI-type applications, among others. That'd be the short of it. On another note, that FPGA stands for Field Programmable Gate Array, which is kind of similar to a GPU. Kind of. Thought I should add a short explanation of that before we move on. And moving on. The front of this little system, by default, there are 8 hot swap 2.5-inch NVMe SAS SATA drive bays with the option to install 4 more hybrid drive bays to the right, also NVMe SAS or SATA. I will add, if you go with SAS drives, then you will need to install an HD controller. Then there's a small control panel on the left-hand side of the chassis with power on, unit ID button, and a few status LEDs for power, NIC 2, power fail, HDDs, NIC 1, and a general information LED. Are you interested in the Supermicro CloudDC A Server 1116CS-TN? If you are, then for a limited time you can save up to $500 off the purchase price of a system that's listed or that you can configure at IT Creations using our handy configurator tool that's valued at $5,000 or more. Just click that link for more information. When you're ready to make a purchase, just mention this video. Around back of the system, you can see the dual redundant PSUs. Based on configuration, the system can be outfitted with either 1000 watt or 2000 watt 80 plus titanium level power supply units. To the left, there are 2 PCI expansion slots on top and an advanced I/O module slot below, with a PCI 5.0x16 slot that is compatible with OCP 3.0 standards. You know, Open Compute Project standards. I can only assume Supermicro said, "What? We're not calling it that." What puzzles me is why they didn't call it a Super I/O module. I mean, it's a super server, potentially running Super Cloud Composer or Super Doctor 5. Let's get back to that in a minute. Next, a small I/O panel featuring a serial port, 2 USB 3.0 ports, a dedicated baseboard management controller LAN port, and a unit ID button with integrated LED. Management options include Super Cloud Composer, Supermicro Server Manager or SSM, and several other software utilities. It also offers KVM with a dedicated LAN management port. For managing the system out of band, you will need the out-of-band management package installed on the system. Fairly new to the system is Super Server Automation Assistant, or SAA. SAA is a supercharged command line interface allowing administrators to easily deploy, configure, and update managed systems from a single node. It merges the Supermicro Update Manager, or SUM, and IPMI utilities for a unified solution. The system also monitors voltage and temperature, automatically adjusting fan speed to compensate for thermal load. Once I pop open the cover, you can see a very clean layout. There are several backplanes for the system to support the various storage mediums. Just behind the storage backplane is a bank of 8 little counter-rotating 40mm cooling fans. There is a plastic air shroud to direct fresh air over the CPU and memory module slots. For that single CPU slot, you can install either a 4th or 5th gen AMD EPYC processor. Let's ignore the 4th gen for now, because the system will take CPUs with a TDP of up to 500 watts. That just happens to be the TDP of the 192-core, 384 virtual thread, top-of-the-line AMD EPYC 9965. It's a 5th generation AMD EPYC CPU. That is the only one in the stack that drains that kind of power from the system and still offers 32 more physical cores than the next CPU with a high core count offering at 160 cores, the 9845. L3 cache is also respectable at 384 gigabytes. Memory support on the system includes DDR5 ECC registered DIMMs running at speeds of up to 6,400 megatransfers per second. at least for 5th gen AMD EPYCs. If you install 4th generation processors, memory speed tops out at 4800 megatransfers per second. 12 memory module slots and 12 memory channel architecture for both generations makes for optimal memory performance with 1 DIMM per channel. However, you still have to purchase memory that will operate at that speed. Alongside the motherboard, an optional adapter card for 2 M.2 NVMe drives can be installed to boot the system. That allows you to save your upfront storage bays and separates your operating system from data storage. The M.2 boot device can also deliver redundancy with 2 M.2 drives installed and running in mirror mode with RAID 1. The slots on the board are x4 with a PCI 3.0 interface, and the 2 riser cards in back come pre-installed. Each riser offers a single full-height half-length PCI 5.0 x 16 slot with a x 16 PCI bus width for expansion. In addition to perhaps hosting a storage controller for SAS drive support, those slots can also be used for additional NICs or even 1 or 2 full-height half-length GPUs. The only thing preventing more powerful cards is the 1U form factor and the AIOM slot below. It's quite tight, so only single-width accelerators are supported. For the PCIe slots, you can install PCIe NICs at up to 400 gigabit Ethernet, OSFP or octal small form factor pluggable for OSFP optical transceiver modules. For the AIOM module slot, 1 gigabit Ethernet with 2 to 4 RJ45 ports, or up to 100 gigabit Ethernet with dual QSFP28 ports. This is a small system, so fortunately for you, that translates to a short video. If you have any questions on this system or any other, just post them in the comment section below. If you're looking to purchase the Supermicro CloudDC A Server 1116CS-TN, then check out IT Creations. Just a click away using one of the links below, or that one right there. I suppose you can go old school and actually call us too. You know, talk to a real person. itcreations.com. Until next time, I'm Doug Stuman, and thanks for watching.